So we're coming up to this four-way stop, and you can see right there the garbage truck never stopped at the stop sign. So the dash cam's already doing what it's supposed to do. So stick around and let's show you how to install it.
Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back. Fred's Garage. On today's project, we're going to install a dash cam in the Bronco. You know, I never had a dash cam before, never really thought I needed one, but with the Bronco, every time I come up to it, every time I park it, I come out, there's people there looking at it, wanting to ask questions about it, which is great, you know. It's great that there's a lot of enthusiasm in the Bronco, but it's also a magnet for people, you know. So I wanted to have a dash cam that could see what's going on, and plus when I'm driving I can also see what's going on the roads. Okay, so I was researching the dash cams, and then I realized I had a whole bunch of Ford Pass points. So I went on the Ford webpage and I bought a camera with my Ford Pass points on the webpage. Now I'm going to put a picture up here of the 4 cameras that Ford offers. I got the J, and we're going to unbox it. I'll show you everything about it. And you don't have to get it through Ford. You can get it through Amazon. You can get it through wherever place you want to buy it from. The main 2 reasons why I got it from Ford was one, I got to use my Ford Pass points, so the camera cost me nothing. And those Ford Pass points that they gave us when we got our Broncos were really, really, really great of Ford. Ford didn't have to do that. And the other reason was I didn't want to splice any wires. Now, a lot of people, when you watch this video, they'll say, well, why didn't you just use that dongles technology plug that goes in the back of the mirror? Now, if you have a power mirror, which my Bronco doesn't have a power mirror, so I can't use that for one. But if you did have a power mirror, they sell that thing, you can just plug that right in, you get the USB right there, you can plug it into your camera. The problem is that when you shut your car off, you don't have power to that mirror. And then you won't have what's called Sentry mode. I want Sentry mode. I want to park the car at the beach, I want to park the car at the store, I want to park the car at work, and I want to see who's around my car, right? Especially when I have the top off, I want to see who's going around that Bronco. So by not wanting to splice any wires, I got the Ford kit, and the Ford kit comes with a wiring harness that you plug into your USB port. That wiring harness will keep the camera active once you shut the car off. Okay, it has a motion sensor, and I think it has a bump sensor. It has a sensor that if somebody bumps the car, it'll start recording. So we'll see how it works out, but I like the fact that it came with the harness, and I also like the fact that it was basically free. So, and the camera is made by a company called Thinkware, and Thinkware is a reputable company. I don't want to go through all this wiring and then have some off-brand camera that breaks in 6 months, and then, you know, maybe the wiring will fit a new camera, maybe the wiring won't, and then I'll have to rewire it. At least with the Thinkware, anything happens to it in the future, I can just get another Thinkware. Okay? To me, it was the Thinkware or the Garmin, but the harness was a big seller. All right, so let's do an unboxing and see what's inside the box here, okay? So right here, this is the harness that you can use to wire your camera. I'll bring it in and I'll put a picture of this label, so if you want to just buy the harness, you can just buy the harness and use a different camera if it works, okay? But at least this is the harness. And then in here, what do we got? We got this scan thing. If you scan this with your phone, I already did, it brings you to a really nice detailed instruction sheet on how to install it. Everything you need to do. It's very simple though, so we should be able to do it no problem. And then here's the box, okay? And as I said, it's a Thinkware dash camera, okay? And I'll put the the code and everything in there so you know which one it is. And I'll tell you why I went with the J over the other two. So we open up the box. What do we got? We have the camera. This is the front facing camera, okay? So we have that. All kinds of goodies. We have the book. Feel free to read it all you like. It's everything you need there. It comes with the mount, the windshield mount for that camera, okay? 3M sticky glue on the back. We're gonna install that. It comes with the chip, 32 gigabytes, okay? Here's the chip. And then it comes with a chip holder in case you want to download it in a computer. It's a mini SD right there. I think I have a bigger one. I'm gonna put the bigger one in. Here's the rear camera. Okay, let's take it out of here, show you. Here's the rear camera. It's nice about it is that it swivels, so you can put it anywhere you need to, depending on how your setup is gonna come out. And we're gonna put this inside, okay? We'll put this one in facing backwards. Comes with a couple of extra 3M sticky tapes, and it comes with this thing here, okay? We'll talk about this in the future, but during the installation, but this is the phantom ignition module, okay? All the modern cars now have auto start stop, okay? So what happens is if you don't have this module and your car goes into the stop part at a red light, it'll eventually turn off your camera. Okay, so this module tells the camera to stay on until you start up the car. So when the car goes into auto stop, it shuts off the accessories, I guess. So this tells it to stay on until you leave. So it doesn't shut the camera off. If you didn't have this, here, the camera would shut off 20, 30 seconds, a minute later after you came to a stop at a red light. And the difference between the three kits is the C, the first kit, the cheaper kit, comes with just this camera, forward facing, that's all it is, you see forward. Then you have two choices, I think mine's the J and I think the other one's the K. So that one comes with the rear camera, okay? So now the thing with that kit is, the differences, the only differences in the kit are the cable that goes to the rear camera. Okay, on the J you only have this maybe 1 foot 15-inch cable. Okay, so it's going to plug into the front camera and it's going to go into the back camera. Okay, on the K you have a like 12-foot cable. The cable's 12 feet long, and that cable is so you can run the back camera all the way to the back window. So if you had an Explorer, you'd want to run it all the way to the back window and stick this camera on the back window looking out, okay? If you have the Maverick, you want to put this camera in the back window, 8 feet behind you, whatever that is, have it face out the back window. On the Bronco, I don't want to do that, because if I take the top off, then what am I going to do with the camera if it's on the back window? I have a hard top. If you don't have a hard top, it's extremely difficult to have this stick on the eyes and glass on the plastic rear window. So I'm going to put this on the back of where my switches are, and we'll see how it looks when we get in there. But where my 6 accessory switches are, I'm going to mount this to the back, facing back. So this way here, if I have the top off, or if you have a soft top and you have the top down, it'll still record behind you, okay? And it'll be out of the way. So that's why I got the little cable. And if that doesn't work, you can buy these cables on Amazon for a couple of bucks. So let's move in, get the Bronco, and get going on how to start this kit. All right? All right, let's go inside. All right, guys, let's get this project started. So for the people who don't know, your OBD2 connector is right under here, okay? The OBD2 connector is what Ford or the Ford mechanic or anybody hooks into and speaks to the computer in your car, okay? So it's just a big plug with like 18 prongs on it, and you'll see it once we get closer and we go underneath, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this handle out, okay? Because I'm going to try to figure out how to, I don't want to take anything off, excuse me, I don't want to take anything off if I don't have to. So I'm hoping that I can take this handle off and I can feed my wire through here to the middle of the car, okay? So let's get in closer and see how that's done. Easy. All you need is right here, T30 Torx bit, okay? And you don't have to run out and get one because your Bronco came with a little kit, a little tool kit, and this T30 is in that toolkit, okay? I happen to have one, so I'm just gonna use this one. And we're gonna take these 4 bolts off, okay? We're gonna take these 4 bolts off, and then this handle should just pull right off, and then we'll see what's behind it. All right.
All right, that's enough with the ratchet. I'm gonna use my drill now.
Take those 4 bolts off. Can you see okay? All right, we got the 4 bolts off. Now we should just grab this handle and pop it right out. Wow, that was real easy. You'll see there's 2 clips here, a couple of line up pins, pops right in and out. And now it gives me space for this, and I'm hoping there'll be a way to get in from underneath there, okay? So let's go down to the OBD2 and start the process. All right, here's the harness, okay? There's the part number to the harness. Can you see it? There's the part number to the harness. Okay, HWK-TW01-HAR. So, we're gonna pull that out of the bag. We're gonna take that out of the bag. There it comes out. We're gonna take that out of the bag. We got the harness. We got a couple of wire ties. And we got a little plastic OBD2 connector. We're not gonna need this for our application, but you know, that harness probably fits every Ford in the Ford lineup, so let's get rid of that for a second. Okay, so if we look at our harness, we have a female and a male connector for the OBD2, okay? So currently under the dash, you're gonna have the factory OBD2 right there. This has 2 little clips. I'll bring it in. See the little clips there? If you can see them, there's one here and one here. We're gonna push those clips in. We're gonna pull the factory one out. We're gonna plug the factory one to this one, and we're gonna put this male end where the factory one was, okay? So this is just gonna splice the wires. So when you bring it in for service, they're gonna plug their computer right here, okay? And then you have a fuse, an inline fuse. So if something ever doesn't work, make sure you remember about this and check that fuse. Let's see what it is. It's a 5 amp inline fuse, okay? And then this part gets plugged into that auto stop start module, okay? And then this cable gets fed to your camera. So let's bring you in close and let's start from the bottom. Okay, let's take a look under the dash. If you look under here, there she is, OBD2 port, right there. The hood, there's your hood latch. Right to the right and underneath is the OBD2 with the 2 clips on each side. All right, so there's your OBD2 right here. 2 clips on each side, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right in here and we're gonna push that clip in, use my thumb, and this thing should hopefully clip right out. There you go. And then we're gonna go on this side, we're gonna catch the clip it right out. There we go. And we're gonna pull the OBD2 out.
Okay, so we're gonna plug in the OBD2 into the harness and secure those 2 with a wire tie.
But if you don't have backwards. So we're gonna feed it through here. Okay, bring it up, bring it back through to the top. We're gonna tie it together. And we're gonna tighten that wire tie. Here's a cool tool. It's a wire tie tightener and trimmer. And all that does is it goes on there and it pulls the wire tie back. All that does is it goes in there, pulls the wire tie back and trims it nice, okay? So now we're gonna get this piece with the two tips and we're gonna put it in where the original one was. And click that in, just like so.
OBD2
is right there. Okay. We're gonna take this part. This part's gonna go on the auto stop start module. This part here is gonna go on this auto start stop module. Just like so. And Ford says that it should be flashing like that. Okay, it should be flashing like that when the if it's working properly, okay? It has two sides you can connect to. This side here is for the second camera. If you have another camera running off, it's on its own. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all of this and we're gonna find a place to wire tie it up under the dash so it's out of the way, okay? It's too dark and too hard to do it with you guys, but that's what we're gonna do. So we'll bring you back out and then we'll start running the wire to the camera. All right, guys, so we got that all tucked away. And all we have left is the wire for the camera. So we're gonna feed it through here, okay? Now, this goes on like this, and if I look at it, I don't want my wire to be pinched on anything here, okay? So if I look at it, I'm gonna come up through here, I'm gonna snake it through here, and come up through here. So this way here, when I put this back on, it's gonna be safe and behind everything and not pinched, okay? And I'm gonna show you a couple of tricks. I happen to have this fancy little tool, real handy to do electrical or whatever. If you don't have this, just get a coat hanger, okay? And another real easy thing to use is a light, a powerful light. What I'm gonna do with the light is I'm gonna stick it under here and then I'm gonna look through there and I should be able to see a pathway to the light. Once I see the pathway to the light, I can use my coat hanger to go down there, okay? So I'm gonna turn that on, I'm gonna stick it in here, wedge it behind the brake pedal, and I'm gonna look in there and I can see it perfectly, okay? So yeah, let me bring you with me and you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So we're gonna look through, I know the focus is tough, but we're gonna look through there and you can see the light. See the light down there? So now with my coat hanger, I'm gonna just feed it right down to that light and then I have a perfect angle to get my wire up. Okay? I'm gonna feed it through here, get it behind all this, and then feed it up here. Okay? So this is what we're gonna do. You can use a coat hanger, go through here, pull it down, pull it up. That's nice and easy. But Ford has this panel right here where your light switches is, and underneath here it pops right down. That's how you get to your fuse panel. You just stick your finger here, and on the inside, just a couple of clips, nice and easy, the whole thing pops down. Now you can see in there real well, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed my wire up right where I want it. Right here, look at that. Right? Up and out of the way, pull it right up. Nothing dangling, nothing loose. Okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed it right up here. Ford couldn't make it any easier. Let's get it right up here. See if I can get it behind that bracket. You gotta be careful here. These brackets are all sharp. It's coming out right there, give it a little twist, there she is. We're gonna pull her right up. Get her, make sure she's not tangled on anything. And keep her right up. There's a harness right there, we're gonna follow that harness, okay? So now, I know bolts going here, here. There's two clips, a couple of pins, another pin right here. I don't want this going across where there's gonna be a pin, okay? So So I'm gonna bring her up like so, tuck her in nice there.
So I have her tucked in real nice right behind there, in between the dash and the A-pillar. And now I'm gonna run her right through the dash and the A-pillar, right to the windshield with my plastic tuck tool. As you can see here, she tucked in real easy between the dash and the A-pillar. So I hooked it up to the little notch behind the mirror, and I'm gonna adjust the wires so I only have enough wire to come out there. I don't wanna have too much wire left over. And we're gonna use the tuck tool, and we're gonna tuck it right in, right up the A-pillar. And there's it's hard plastic, but it fits right in there real nice, and it squeezes right in there, as you can see. Sorry about the microphone. My microphone died for some reason. So in between the glass and the A-pillar, she'll go right up there, and you'll see it in a sec. So just take your time, use your fingers and the tuck tool, and she'll pop in right behind that plastic. You don't really have to worry about the airbag, because the airbag's on the front of that A-pillar where the vent is. So we're staying well away from all of that stuff. And then on the top, it's the same thing. She'll go right in there. Your tuck tool will fit. There's basically a gap big enough for the thickness of the wire. And just take your time and tuck it in there real nice. And it'll disappear right behind all that plastic. And you don't have to take anything off, which will make your life so much easier. As you can see here, I'm using the other side of the tuck tool. Just because with the angle, with the windshield, it works better. And I'm just sliding it right down. And it slides right down there, no problem. And the only place that it's a little tight is right there where the visor bolts up. It's just a little bit tighter. I think it's from the visor bolts. But take your time, and you'll see she'll go right in there. And I want to go right to that notch behind the mirror. That notch behind the mirror is where the harness would have came out if you had power dimming mirror. And it'll go right down, follow the windshield right over there. And then just because we left just appropriate amount, they just have a little bit left over, so it's not really a lot bunched up behind the mirror when we plug it into the camera, and you'll see that in a few minutes here. So I have the wire all tucked in right to the center part of the overhead console. And if you look right now, you'll see the little notch. It's right there above the mirror. That's where I want the power cord to come out. So I'm gonna feed my cord into that notch. And now using the back part of my plastic pry tool, I'm gonna push the wire right up into the console area. I have my little excess right there, which I'm gonna tuck right in using my pry tool and my fingers. And you'll see she'll pop right in there. I didn't leave a lot of wire. I left most of the wire under the dash, so I wouldn't have a lot sitting there. And there she is, all tucked in. Now we're just gonna 3M double stick the tape right on the back with the camera and plug her in and go from there. Should be no problem from here on in. Alrighty, so if you see it, it's all put in there. I'll get you close to it, show you from the outside. I'll show you from behind this mirror. You can see how the bracket went. I trimmed that bracket. Alright, let's focus in there. I trimmed that bracket a little bit, and the camera sits right behind the mount, and you'll see from the, when I have it with the mirror, you can barely see it under the mirror. The tennis ball is just what I hang off the garage, so it tells me when I need to stop. As soon as the tennis ball hits the windshield, I know that's when I have to stop. All right, everyone. Well, that's how easy it is to put the dash cam in. I'll end this video with a little clip of the dash cam working. And then I'm going to post another video tomorrow with the dash cam wiring it from the front to the back. I decided to go back to the roll bar, and I bought a longer cable. So what I told you earlier about the smaller cable, I just didn't like the positioning of it. So I bought a 12-foot cable on Amazon. It was like $12 or something. And look for part 2 of this video, because that'll show you how we're gonna wire it to the back roll bar. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the notification button. All right, you guys have a nice day. And here's a little camera view of me driving down the street. Alrighty, let's take a left onto the main road. And as you can see, the camera's in the middle of the line perfectly. It's pretty clear. I mean, it's a 1080p camera. It's not a 4K camera. But once you download the video, you can zoom in and look at whatever you want to look at. And the best part is if anything happens, it's there. You don't have to think about it. It just records by itself. It does it on a constant loop. And it gives you a little peace of mind, so you can at least see what's going on. If something does happen, you have it. And the best part is with the Sentry mode, when I park it, it'll record whenever it senses something. So, all right, guys, look out for part 2 of the video, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.